Hello and welcome to our show tonight. Special guest we have is 2016 potential presidential candidate, Chris Christie. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks for having me.
So, your campaign has kind of been off to a rough start with the whole bridge scandal issue.
You know, I had no idea about the bridge closure. People in my office, their own responsibility, does not take part in anything that I have to do. You know, I had no part of the issue, and I just think people need to move past it.
So, did you have any intention of running in the 2012 election, or?
You know, people tossed around the idea a little bit. I didn't think it was the right time. I wasn't completely ready. I had a few sponsors and everything like that, but I just wasn't ready to run.
Wasn't quite the right time for you? Yeah, we all get that. So, do you have any important speeches or anything coming up?
You know, I was invited to speak at the 2014 CPAC conference. I gave a foreign policy speech about the Republican-Jewish coalition, but, you know, it was okay.
Good, good. So tell us a little bit about that foreign policy speech that you gave.
You know, I talked about how we need to be unwavering and unquestioning to Israel.
Yeah, definitely.
I also said I wasn't in the business to win arguments. I wanted to win elections, and, you know, I just think we need to move on. I think things just need to get done.
Well, yeah, that's a very good point. So, does this mean that you're for sure going to be running in the 2016 election?
I'm still undecided with decision making, and I'm not sure if I completely want to run or anything like that. I haven't made a final decision if I'm going to or not. I mean, I would like to, definitely, but you know, it's a lot of responsibility, and I'm just not sure if I'm ready to take that on.
So, how would your family feel about you potentially running? Are they supportive, or?
My family is very supportive. They think I will do a great job, and, you know, I think I could actually be the president of this country one day. But, you know, I'm not quite sure if it's the right time and the right place for me to even be in the election so far.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming tonight. Great to have you on our show, Chris. I'd love to hear more from you.
Thank you.
And now with us we have Duchess of Cameron, Kate Middleton. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. So do you miss the common life at all?
I would have to say no, because with the royal life I've had a lot more opportunity to be able to explore the world. I've gotten to meet a lot more people than I would have as a commoner, so it's just a different experience, different walk of life.
I would love to live in the palace. So how was your son George?
George is really good. He's fat. He's really, really large.
Old baby fat.
Yeah, it's not really baby fat. I'm pretty sure he's going to be obese. But, you know, he's pretty good, and, you know, I'm a little biased since I'm his mother, but, you know, I believe that he is the smartest baby that there is, and he's also the cutest, so.
He is very cute. How was your first Easter with him?
It was interesting. You know, he's scared of the Easter Bunny.
Oh, no.
You know, we tried the picture. It didn't work.
Never
but,
works.
you know, it was a good try.
So, rumor has it you're pregnant.
No.
Not at
No,
all?
not.
Are we sure?
I'm absolutely 100% sure. I had a glass of wine last night, actually, so.
Well, let's hope you're not. So, do you plan on having any more kids?
Yeah, like, I'm just trying to focus more on, like, my work life and just, you know, kind of doing the duties of being the wife and, you know, just trying to get through a lot of the first-time experiences with George, and then I'd love to look into having a bigger family.
So many milestones
Yeah.
with him. So, how was Australia?
Australia was definitely good. It was a little bit different. I met a kangaroo for the first time.
Wow.
Never done that, and I also saw a wallaby. Koalas are quite friendly. They climb right up on you.
Did you have a koala sitting on you?
I did, right on my lap, just climbed up my leg, and he sat there, and it was a little awkward, not used to having someone pulling up my dress like that.
And how was your relationship with the Queen?
A lot of people think it would be more formal, but it's actually, we have a really great relationship. We have tea quite often, actually, and, you know, we talk about some of the milestones with George, and, you know, typical things that, well, not really typical for most other people, but, like, typical things that happen in the palace, you know. We really get to know the staff together is actually something that we've done, and we often take walks through the garden, so that's fun.
Well, that's great. And your relationship with the family, that's still good?
Yes, it is. It's wonderful. It's a little different since I don't see them as often, but the times that I do see them are joyous, and it's really fun to kind of bring them to where I am now because it's also a different life experience for them. So
Yeah, great. And the dress you are wearing is absolutely gorgeous. So where do you buy all these clothes?
to most people's surprise, as you probably saw in an earlier article, I do shop at Gap quite a bit. Most people are pretty surprised by this, but I think they have like great quality clothing, and I love it.
Very down to earth. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Come to Tiffany's. We have the best prom dress selection in Des Moines.
All different sizes and colors. Look at this beautiful orange dress. Full length, lots of sparkle, big open back.
We'll make sure that no one else at your school has the same dress in the same color. We have every size and selection and color you could ever want. Look at this beautiful pink dress, the sequin embellishments up around the top.
And we'll make sure nobody at your school has the same dress in the same color. And you can also come to Tiffany's to get lots of accessories like earrings and shoes or this lovely bracelet. Oh man, I'm so hungry I haven't eaten all day.
Hey, why don't we go to Poncheros?
Great idea. Oh, I'm so excited to eat Poncheros. That's a great idea.
Oh, I know, right? Next on our show, we have track superstar Lolo Jones. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
What is it like being one of the people in the world to compete in both the Winter and Summer Olympics?
It's actually a really cool experience that I got to be part of both Olympics. It's just such different atmospheres and experiences in both, such great athletes in both, and I'm really honored that I got to be a part of both Olympics.
That's very great. I watched a few. I'm glad you did very well. Tell us about your success in bobsledding and what made you decide to compete after track was your sport for so long.
Well, I was introduced to bobsledding by Elena Myers, and I really enjoyed it, so I kind of decided to take it up. I gained a little weight, so I had some more muscle and stuff to push the bobsled. And then after practicing for a while, I got named to the national bobsledding team in October of 2012, and after that, it really just took off. I started to practice a lot more, compete in tons of different events and whatever. And then recently, the most recent thing I've done is that 2014 Sochi Olympics, which we got 11th place in for bobsledding. So not awful, but I know next year if we keep training and practicing, if we get out there, we can definitely bring that placing up and do much better next time we compete.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more of your Twitter issue. I saw that was a little hard on you.
So, I mean, I've just been getting a lot of ridicule because I made a joke about Rihanna, and I made that joke about her being basically beat by Chris Brown, but it was all in fun. It was not anything that was supposed to be harmful, and I was not meaning anything bad by it. I was just messing around and joking. I obviously, since I'm in the limelight so often, need to be more careful about what I'm posting on social networking and in public places.
That is very disappointing to hear. Very disappointing. What's coming up for you in the future?
Well, I'm just going to keep training, and I'm going to keep on working at track and bobsled both, and, different sports at different times of the year because I got to keep my weight different for each sport, and keep on hopefully going to the next Olympics and keep training in those sports.
Yeah. Very well, very well. What is your favorite event to run in the track and field?
Probably the hurdles event. I know I had the issue in the last Olympics when I missed a hurdle, but it still probably would be my favorite event to run. Just a lot of fun.
I gotcha. Do you like track or bobsledding more? Which one did you find more eye-opening?
Well, I love both sports, obviously. I'm a very big competitor in both, but I would definitely say that track is my sport. It's always been my sport ever since I was little, middle school, high school. Track's always just been the main sport for me.
All right, very well, very well. Well, you know what? It was a great pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And with us tonight, we have Adina Menzel, who is Elsa in the new Disney classic Frozen. Nice to see you.
You too.
So, I have to ask, how did your career start?
Well, it first started back when I was 15 years old. I would sing at bar mitzvahs and weddings for family and friends. And then my first real big break was my Hollywood debut on Broadway with the movie Rent. And then after that, I also got the big role in Wicked, and from there I went into TV and worked with Glee, and it's been great ever since.
Awesome. Wow, you've got quite the history there. So is this, I know you have quite the history, but is this your first animated movie?
My first animated movie was actually back a couple years ago. I did Enchanted, which was a lot of fun, and so I was excited to do another animated film.
Awesome. So how does it feel to have all the success with Frozen?
It's been such an amazing success, and I couldn't be more happier for the people working in it. It's got nominated for several awards, and the song Let It Go made top 5 on the Billboard charts.
It's a huge hit. It's an
It was.
awesome song. So the rest of us found it pretty funny, but I don't know how you felt. How did you feel after John Travolta screwed up your name?
At first, I was a little shaken up. I got myself all back there. I'd been prepared. I was ready to go out there, and it just caught me by surprise. It really shook me up a little bit, but you know, I took a deep breath. I told myself it didn't matter. That wasn't what was important. I had a job to do, and so I went out there and I gave my best performance.
You certainly did. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
So, just kind of a fun question here. What is your favorite part of Frozen?
I think my favorite part about the movie is that it shows you don't need a boy to be your true love and the only person in your life. And you know, in this movie it was his sister, and in real life it could be a sister, or it could be your parents or grandparents or anyone who shows you that unconditional love and support.
So, now, knowing that that's the lesson of the movie, how do you feel when people say that this is the first Disney movie to show that? Because they also have the argument that Pocahontas and movies like that have also shown that you don't need a man.
I agree with that, and I think that's a good lesson to learn and to show little kids, and you know, that's why I'm really happy to work with Disney.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.